I'm Wakeman. I'm the author of No Ego. Today I'm at the Indiana SHRM Conference. I'm speaking this morning on hardwiring accountability into your workforce. And this afternoon, it's my premiere talk on No Ego, my newest book. I'm so excited. I'm It's really seasonal in Indiana.
Let's just give her a round of applause.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. A lot of folks talk about holding others accountable. A lot of folks don't understand accountability. You can't hold another person accountable. You can foster accountability. You can call them up to greatness. You can invite them to make good choices, but you cannot hold another person accountable. I started out as a therapist, and my first day in HR boot camp, they started to tell me things like, you're responsible for the happiness of others. What? Your happiness has to do with the amount of accountability you take for your circumstances. Accountability is personal, but it's a personal choice, not something I can hold you to. When we interviewed accountable people, they didn't talk about skill sets. They talked about mindsets. They talked about a way of thinking, a way of making sense of the world. It is a way of being in the world, not acting. They really believed that thinking begets action. You know, a huge factor of accountability is resilience. Resiliency is the ability to stay the course. It's the second factor in accountability. Once I'm all in, I'm gonna run into some uncharted territory. And resiliency isn't just some superhuman capability. It isn't something that people have or don't have. It can actually be taught. The resilient people we studied simply did two things. They asked for help early and often. Not help do my job, but ideas you have for me to do my job. And they had the largest network of positive relationships. They hit a bump, they pop into their network, they don't look down, they look up and out, and they just go, got a question for you. And as a leader, a great way to teach resiliency is to ask people what they have done so far to achieve the result that they want, and then ask them, then what else have you tried? And what else have you tried? Sarah, I give you an assignment to get a hold of somebody, end of day. Talk me through what you do. She goes, well, I start out by emailing them. I give them about 20, 25 minutes to email me back, especially if it's over 9:50 to 10:10. That's when they check their email because they're in meetings. If I hadn't heard back from them, I'm gonna start calling their assistant because I wanna make sure that they're not on vacation day. We've got to get this decided. See, the people that are most resilient are the ones who know how to crowdsource, both inside the company and outside the company. Another way I do this is I have resiliency boards. These are boards where if you have an unsolvable issue, at least to you, you write it virtually or in our break room. We hang it up on a piece of tag paper. We hang it up, you walk in there and you stick your question up, and then everybody who walks in has to help you. While you're on break, you're then looking at these crossword puzzle type dilemmas, and you don't have to solve it, you just have to give your best next tip. It could be like, stop by my cube, I met a guy at a conference, I still have his card. It could be, try and Google this rather than that. It can be anything. So encourage your folks to have really big networks of positive relationships, people they can count on and call on, and then encourage them to use it. As Einstein said, together we're genius. Any obstacle can be overcome by a willing person asking for help. Thank you, folks. So now next on the agenda is the keynote this afternoon. I'm going to be speaking to all 800 participants, and I'm going to be talking about how leaders can cut the cost of drama and entitlement and drive big results. It's time to call it, folks. Our conventional wisdoms in HR that we've left unquestioned aren't working. What we're teaching leaders to do simply isn't producing the results that we want. It's producing more waste, not less. Thank you. People are loving the book, and they're telling me that it's absolutely blowing their minds. They're thinking differently about leadership and about HR. I hope people will be as excited as I am to begin leading in a much more modern and revolutionary way. So make sure that you go to your favorite online retailer or your favorite independent bookstore and get your copy of No Ego, and then let me know in the comments below what your best takeaway is.